a quick look at the schedule.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the show. It's been a while since I posted a video, and football season is upon us, so I thought I would do a game-by-game prediction of my Nebraska Cornhuskers. I'm pretty bullish on them. I got high hopes. New coach, Matt Rule. I like what he has to say. I like the attitude of the program, and I think they will be trending in the right direction this season and will make a bowl game, something that they have not done in years. In fact, the only Power 5 program not to do it in like 6 years, I believe. Oh, man. Things can only go up from here. Anyway, let's get started with the predictions. They open up the season. By the way, I put the graphic at the beginning of the video, the schedule. It's also in the description below if you need to look at it. They open up the season August 31st at Minnesota, Thursday night game. I don't see Nebraska winning it. Matt Rule's first game. And, maybe Minnesota has probably hit their ceiling as far as how high PJ Fleck can take them. But they're in a better spot than Nebraska right now. They're established. The culture's established. The players are established. I look for Minnesota to win this one. Sorry, fellow Husker fans. And then they, get a little bit of an extended break and then head to Boulder the following weekend, about 10 days later. I don't know how Deion Sanders is going to do as a coach at the FBS level, but he took over a dumpster fire at Colorado. On top of that, I think they will get killed by TCU in their first game, and I don't think they'll quite be over that. I look for Nebraska to get a win, and I think they'll pull away at the end and win by a couple touchdowns, especially considering how bad Colorado has been and still recovering from that. Followed by a couple of, group of 5 non-conference games, Northern Illinois and Louisiana Tech. I look for Nebraska to win both those games. I don't think they'll completely blow them out. Nebraska isn't quite to that level yet, and it's early in the season, but I think they'll win the non-conference schedule. And then the Big Ten home opener, playing host to the Michigan Wolverines. Now, part of how close this game might depend on what the kickoff time is. Is it going to be a day game or is it going to be a night game? Either way, I think it'll be fairly closer than what people think, but especially if it's a night game, that electricity in Memorial Stadium, it kind of really comes to life at night. So that'll definitely keep it a close game. I look for Michigan to pull away, win by 10, 12, 14 points, possibly 17 at the end, but it'll be much closer than that through the first 3.5 quarters. But then, so that will drop them to, 3-2, I believe. 0-2 in Big Ten play after the first 2 games. But I don't look for it to get any better following that. October 6th at Champaign, Illinois, the Fighting Illini. Brett Bielema has established a physical culture there. And I think Nebraska is going to be coming off that high, competing with, what many consider one of the top 2 teams in the nation. And they will just lay an egg against the Fighting Illini. I think that's what's going to happen, unfortunately. And then they will get a much-needed bye week, and then they come back and get a home game against Northwestern. Northwestern is, wow, that program is in bad shape at the moment. I don't know if Northwestern will win a game this season. I really don't. And I look for Nebraska just to totally kick butt in this game. And so to get them back above 500 for the season, then they play host to Purdue. If this was at Purdue, it'd be a toss-up game. I think Nebraska gets the victory because it's at home. It's late in the season. Matt Rule by now should have his offense, defense, and culture established. To an extent, the culture established. So then I think they'll beat Purdue. I really do. And then at Michigan State, by now, I think they'll beat Michigan State. Michigan State has always struggled against the Huskers. I don't know why, even before they were Big Ten rivals. And Nebraska's just always had Sparty's number. I look for them to continue the win streak at 3, even though it's at Lansing. But I think by now Jeff Sims will be a big difference maker. And then November 11th, playing host to the Maryland Terrapins. I know a lot of people are high on Tua's little brother. And Maryland will probably be a good team, but since it's at home and by now everything should be figured out, I look for Nebraska to continue their winning ways and win their 7th game of the season and defeat Maryland in a closely contested game in Lincoln. But then the following week, they go to Madison, Wisconsin. I don't see the Huskers, finally breaking through and beating Wisconsin this year. Wisconsin, they weren't a total atrocity when they got rid of their coach Paul Christ, but they saw the writing on the wall and they fixed it before it completely became unraveled. And they got Luke Fickell, who I believe is one of the greatest coaches in the nation. I'm surprised he never got a job offer to leave Cincinnati before he did, to be honest with you. But I look for Wisconsin and Bucky Badger to win that game, followed by the Black Friday game against the Iowa Hawkeyes. What will happen? Well, last year Iowa couldn't beat the worst Nebraska team in 50 years, and I don't look for them to beat them this year. Besides that, Iowa has bad corn. Haha. Anyway, that would to finish the season out at 8-4, I believe was what will happen. A lot of people are only predicting them to win 6-7 games, and some people have them losing to Purdue or Maryland. Most people kind of agree with me on the 4 I have them losing. Although there is some people that had them losing to Colorado, but I don't even think, even if Deion Sanders is as good as Colorado hopes he will be, he can't turn them around that quick. So anyway, like I said, I'm a little bullish. I really like Matt Rule. He was kind of the guy I had picked Urban Meyer was my original pick, but this guy was probably my most realistic pick that they could have got. Really like him, and Jeff Sims sounds like he has great upside if he can stay healthy. Looking forward to this season, so hopefully, my beloved Huskers finally give me something to cheer about. Anyway, thanks for watching. Go Big Red. Iowa has bad corn. Have a wonderful day, and Chaos in Southwest Nebraska over and out.